Sock Pase, what's up? We're back at the Credit Summit with none of the other Glo Jays. What's up, my brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
All right, man. Hey, so thank you so much for doing this, man. Let the people know what you're doing today at the Credit Summit.
So I'm here to talk about social media growth, social media marketing, how I grew my fan base to over 5 million followers total across all platforms. And
Wow. Just put it up. Yeah, there you go. That's big right there, man. Yo, how did you start up doing it, bro?
So I started really I always was a giving back person. So even on camera, I would go to stores and just buy everything. Like whole stores on that. I did that before recording it. Somebody was like, you should film that, right? And I was like, it ain't about that. Then it was like, nah, you can influence somebody else to do it. It was my girl at the time told me that. And I was like, all right. So I tried it. And then the first time I tried it, it got good response. I said, okay. People were telling me, it had its naysayers saying why I film this, etc. But then I was like, you know what? It's impacting a lot of people. It's making more people want to do the same thing. So it just made me spark into doing that. And then I just transitioned over. I was, talking to homeless people, getting people off the streets. And then it went on to talking. I was like, okay, I'm talking to a lot of homeless people. So now let me flip the script and talk to a lot of wealthy people. So I flipped the script and talked to a lot of entrepreneurs, giving people both perspectives of life. You know what I'm saying? From poor necessarily to the rich to the richest. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Beautiful.
Nah, that's what's up. So what are some of the challenges when you were speaking to these homeless people? I mean,
their intentions or how true their stories are. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like some of them sit for 8 hours, 10 hours a day and just practice their stories. Because I've went back and validated a lot of stories. And you got to think, my platform's so big, your family's gonna see it. So then they come, I get they'll message my team or email my team and I'll get the real drop on them. I'll be like, wow. So it's just really the authenticity. Is that the word?
Wow.
That's
Authenticity. Yeah.
how authentic they are.
I didn't know there was such a thing. That's crazy.
It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind.
Here's a question for you. Being that you're changing the world with your social media presence, have you ever think about doing something take it to a whole nother level, like building a foundation around what you're doing?
Yeah, that's actually in process now. So
nice.
It's basically called Never Homeless Again. It's a nonprofit. So that's in process now. I want to go into homeless shelters, but I want to not just give them a homeless shelter where you pay this money, you get here by a certain time, you get to sleep here tonight. I want to make it a program where it'll filter out the BS essentially. So it's it'll filter through. So all the janitors, anybody that works there, essentially is homeless. So I want to filter them back into going back in the general population. In a sense of a lot of them, number one thing homeless people is you'll notice none of them have IDs. So it's always reasons behind, okay, you don't have your ID. What can we do to get your ID? So instead of just giving them somewhere to stay for them, I want to help actually filter them back in and get right. So this is not a permanent thing, because most homeless shelters are just it's a money thing. So it's pay this, you stay here. If you don't have the money tomorrow, you're not going to be here. So you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I want to really
powerful,
make
man.
a difference.
That's what's up. How many people are on your team? It's just
hands-on, I have 2 assistants hands-on. My right-hand man, he's a marketing, he has a degree in marketing, so he's my manager. IT, then I have videographers, editors, but then I have virtual assistants. So I have 3 virtual assistants that take care of, my DMs on all my platforms, because I got 5 different platforms. Of course, me by myself, I can't handle all that.
Yeah,
so I have VAs that handle that. As far as phone calls or scheduling, as far as say anybody, brand deals, everything like that. So probably about 15 people, give or take.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was just how do you control all of that? How do you know which specific areas to handle and to
it's just about hiring people that are smarter than you to do. You got to think you're not the smartest person every year. I know how to go viral. That's my thing. I know how to get viral, and I know essentially I know how to get money. But then it's all right, it takes this, but I don't want to do all that. A lot of people don't understand it's okay to not want to do certain things. It's a lot of things that go behind the back end work, like calling, contacting brands, or creating courses, the back end work of it. I don't want to do that. I just want to sit down and film. Now editing or all the putting a discourse together, I don't want to do that. And so I hire people that are smarter than me to do that for me.
True.
So here's a question for you, as and we're going to be students here,
right?
As podcasters, how do we go viral?
Clips.
Up and coming podcast.
Clips. You got to have clips. Even things I'm saying right now, if I have influential clips that are involved in it, put those on Instagram and TikTok. Those are the number one wave right now. That's how a lot of podcasts are getting exposure right now, is the clips that are putting on social media, whether that being paying a blog or, even the influencer that it is, just having them, hey, can you drop this clip? However they do it. Some might do it off the love, some might charge you. But at the end of the day, you got to invest in yourself. So the biggest thing is getting on these blog pages. If you have a clip I know like Spiritual World, I think they have a package of like, I don't know, maybe they give you 5-10 posts for 10,000. I don't know the exact cost.
Right,
But
right.
I know they have packages where it's like up front, it sounds like a lot, but then I can put it right now. I can do one YouTube video. Like actually I did a YouTube video 2 days ago. It's at 140,000 views, I think, give or take. And that video's already made me $6,000. So it's just like grand scheme of things, my podcast, and that was on a 30-minute video. If a podcast uses an hour and a half, if I have and you got to think, if I get 100,000 people to watch the hour and a half video, now the revenue doubles. You see what I'm saying? So instead of the 30 minutes that made me 6,000, I had an hour that made me 12,000. And that one video, just off paying for the clips, it would have went and just monetized itself.
Wow,
Powerful.
So what would you tell someone who wants to start out as far as like doing something similar to what you're doing? Because you're doing like philanthropy work,
right?
You know what I'm saying? What would you tell that individual like right now?
Be yourself.
Day and age.
Number one, be yourself. Because there was a time on social media when I wasn't being myself. You see what I'm saying? So it was like I was trying to be cool or look cool on the internet, give or take. You know how like young dudes look like, let me give them a little hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I tried that. It didn't work. But then I was like, all right, I'm just be myself, give them me. Because at the end of the day, there is already somebody that is who you're trying to be. There's already that person. You know what I'm saying? I say all the time, like Drake is Drake. If you're an artist that sounds just like Drake and you look just like Drake, you will never be Drake. You'll never reach that level. But the only way to do that is being your own lane and being yourself, because there's only one of you. Granted, there's 8 billion people on the earth, but if you're trying to be somebody else, now you're a duplicate. No one cares about a duplicate.
Got
Be
you.
yourself.
Have there been situations where you approached a homeless person and they just don't want to interview or just don't want to speak to you?
Yeah,
all the time.
Well, 6 times out of 10. Or they just don't want to be filmed. And then I just ask like, why? Because there's always a deeper reason. And a lot of things is I have warrants or that it have a lot of different reasons as to why. Because I tell them I really can help you, but it's not just to, exploit you or put you on the internet. It's not about that. But it's bigger than me. I don't have the reach just myself without the internet. But when I bring my platforms that I built into it, it's like, okay, I have 5 million people that can help you. Even if 5% of those people decide to contribute and help you, you can get out the streets.
Yeah,
beautiful.
But it's all on them.
So social media is not all bad.
Nah, not at all.
Some people say, "Oh yeah, so it can't be." Yeah, it helps out. It helps out. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Inspiring, very inspiring story, man.
I know everybody knows where to follow you, but for those who don't know, just let them know where they could go check you
Glo
out.
Jays on everything. So it's GLOJAYS on every platform, anything you think of.
No doubt. Hey, we really appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Any questions from the audience? No? Okay.